Ernesto Ramos, 1988 graduate of Freed-Hardeman University, Basketball Hall of Famer. And it is homecoming time in Henderson, Tennessee. Woo, 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 woo. It's the mega best game of the year for Freed-Hardeman University. All our friends and families coming in. We got old players coming in. I might show up. Everybody might show up. All these players and family members and teachers. It's huge.
Hey FHU, it's Ashley Helton Rutledge. I'm a Lady Lion from 2003 to 2007, and when I was asked about why the homecoming game is such a big game, all I can think about is the crowd. It's full of social club members, families, former students, and it is electric. And it's really, there's a buzz in the gym like no other game.
What's up? Happy homecoming week. I'm Corley Martin, graduate of 2022. I'm FHU's all-time leading scorer and professional basketball player. I'd say homecoming was hands down our favorite game to play in with all the support from the student body and community.
I think that the homecoming game is one of the funnest games that you get to experience in your career. It's just such a fun atmosphere, and having the ability and being able to play in front of the faculty, staff, students, alumni, it's just brings so much more to the game and just makes it just such a special experience and makes you want to win even more.
It's a big deal. I mean, you've got one of the larger crowds you're going to have, so anytime people are coming to watch you play, that brings a different level of excitement. And kind of the way we would do it was Coach Schultz would always schedule a pretty good opponent, somebody who is nationally ranked or going to be in the national tournament. I think that's kind of what Coach Stutts has going on this year, so it was a big deal.
For me, it really solidified, okay, the season is starting. You may have some games before the homecoming game, but honestly, that was the big, the starting point of the season in my eyes of, okay, we're ready to go. And I was always super pumped to have another season started.
The biggest thing about homecoming is it lets you know that basketball has started. I mean, it gets your juices flowing. You're going to have a big crowd there. I mean, like, what better way to start? Well, what better way to begin the year than with one of your games being a homecoming game?
It is an unbelievable time where all the students can get together, and they're having all kinds of competitions, and they're having all kinds of ceremonies.
I was asked what was going through my mind through homecoming games, and all I could think of was how blessed I was to be at Freed-Hardeman and be a Lady Lion and just be a part of something so special like homecoming week.
The only thing on my mind was to put on the show for the crowd, get a couple dunks in here and there to get them hyped, and most importantly, win the game.
First and foremost would be to win. That was always my first priority. And then secondly, it would be to, I was just grateful for the opportunity and thankful to be able to play at a great university like Freed-Hardeman, and the support that we had from our faculty, staff, students, family, everyone. That homecoming game was just something that I wish that I could relive and just be in that atmosphere one more time.
It's cliche, but it's just another game. So you're focused on just doing what you can to perform your best to try and win. And even though there are a lot going on kind of in the week leading up to it, once the game begins and the ball gets tipped off, it's just business as usual.
I mean, it's don't let the people down that's coming to watch us play, as in the former players, former teammates, family, friends, like that crowd, the students. That's gonna be one of the biggest crowds that you play in front of.
So for me, I didn't really have a different mindset for homecoming. I mean, I treated every game the same, whether it was the first game, homecoming, national championship game. But the mindset for me leading up to the homecoming game was a little bit different in that I knew that was the biggest game to have the most alumni there. And so you're going to see Lady Lions that you may have played with in your earlier years, or there's Lady Lions that are there that played well before your time. But just knowing that they were going to be there and that you could show them that you still are carrying on the legacy that they had and they've built through their time. And you really want to show them and show everyone really, but I mean, it makes it special to show the former Lady Lions that the program is still going strong and that we still are carrying ourselves like Lady Lions.
This happened back in 1987 and 1987 and 88. We had something called the Freed Stampede against Faulkner University. The very first 2 points of the game was a dunk by Renard Carpenter. We had something called the Freed Stampede. Every dunk, people ran out the gym, this door, and he came around and ran back into the gym.
My favorite homecoming memory, well, obviously the games were always exciting, and I think we won all of our homecoming games by a pretty large margin. But one of my favorite memories is when Phi Kappa Alpha won, and after the game, when they announced that they won homecoming, they stormed the court, and it was a really exciting memory for me as a Phi Kappa member.
I'll never forget my first bucket as a Lion, when I crossed my defender and pulled up in his face. It was a special moment, and the first of many buckets for me. But I hope y'all enjoy all the homecoming activities and create special moments for yourselves.
I would say just overall the homecoming atmosphere, just the packed gym, the student section, the fans. It's just an atmosphere that makes you want to play as hard as you can and makes you so proud of representing Freed-Hardeman and to be so excited to get out there and get a win and to play your heart out because you had so many supporters and just everybody cheering you on, and it was just such a fun day.
So my last year, that homecoming game was our first non-exhibition, so our first real regular season game. And the year before I got injured, so that game was my first time playing again. So being able to do that in front of a bunch of people and play well and win is kind of a moment that always sticks out to me.
After the game, where there's so many, FHU alumni there, so that's really the only thing that connects you is basketball. And I just think there's so much beauty in that to know that you have this just family based on this sport at this awesome school. So to be able to have that connection, to be able to talk through, the drills that we still hated or the games and the teams that we have that, just rivalry with over the years, just to bond with former Lady Lions in that way after the games. I thought was just always a really cool way to wrap up the weekend at the homecoming.
My thing about homecoming, like the thing that I remember the most about homecoming is just the people coming back to watch and just communicating and socializing with those guys. Like that's just one thing that I loved about homecoming is everybody coming back.
What's going on, Lions fans? I'm Michael Mullenix.
And I'm Kimmey Johnson.
And you're watching Inside the Pride. We got a lot of stuff to cover on a busy week here at FHU, so let's get right to it.
Lions opened up the season in Pulaski as they took on Tennessee Southern. Lions come up with a big first half, going up by 14, and will keep it even in the second half behind a 15-10 double-double from Hunter Skerlock and 20 points from J.J. Wheat that give them Lions the 83-67 win.
Lions come in on Thursday to their home opener against Reinhardt. Lions go on an absolute shooting spree as Geraldo Lane leads the way with 19 points in a game that saw 6 different Lions in double figures as they go on to win this one a 103-59. Lady Lions back on the road against Tennessee Southern. Lady Lions defense was key in the matchup as the Lady Firehawks score a total of 7 points in the second and fourth quarters behind 15-point games from Brooklyn Crouch and Reagan Perbine, and that was enough to give the Lady Lions a 57-42 win in Pulaski. Lady Lions hosted the FHU Fall Classic this past weekend as they opened up with Taylor University. Kaylee Odom tied her career high with a total of 25 points, followed by KJ White with a 17-point, 10-rebound double-double as the Lady Lions knock off undefeated Taylor 72-56.
Lady Lions played Brescia on the second day of the FHU Classic. Brooklyn Crouch led the way with 21 points as they win 64-47 in the weekend 2-0.
Women's cross country raced in their final meet on Friday in the Mid-South Conference Championships. Lady Lions had an outstanding day where they saw a second-place finish under Mid-South Women's Cross-Country Coach of the Year, Derek Spradlin. Madison Grett led the way, coming in 5th place, which was good enough to qualify her for the NAIA National Tournament for the second time in her college career.
Men's cross country met at the Mid-South Conference Championship this week in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Bo Scott led the way, coming in 18th place as the Lions finished 6th in the meet. See their season come to an end. Great season, Lions runners.
Lady Lions Golf finished up their fall season in Bowling Green this past weekend in the Mid-South Conference Fall Preview. Bailey Gilbert comes in on day 2 and shakes 10 strokes for a 6 over 78 as the Lady Lions finished in 6th place.
Lion Golf also finished the season in the Mid-South Conference Preview in Bowling Green. Lions, who were led by E.J. Hill, who came in a 3 over for the tournament, came in 6th place as a team in the preview. Volleyball playing against Lindsey Wilson on Friday. The Lady Lions fought hard, but Lindsey Wilson will finish out each time to win in straight sets despite a 10-kill effort from Elena Ruiz Rivera.
And then volleyball would play their final regular season matchup against Campbellsville. The Lady Lions not giving up as they went back and forth in the first 4 sets. Even though the Lady Lions would have 3 with double figures, Campbellsville wins in set 5 and the match 3-2.
Soccer in action this past weekend as they played their final matches in the Mid-South Conference Tournament. Lady Lions fall at Bethel and Lions fall at Cumberland. Congratulations to both teams on a hard fall season.
Let's send it out to Vincent Menino for this week's Play of the Week.
All right, welcome to this week's Play of the Week. We're here with men's basketball coach, Coach Stutts, and he's going to talk about one of his favorite defensive possessions from their game last week against UT Southern. So, Coach, tell us what's going on here.
This is just a simple possession in the first half. We got down this game 18-8, but strung together some stops and really held them to 4 points in about 12 minutes for the second half of this second part of this first half. But just talking about a little bit about defense, we got J.J. Wheat here guarding the ball against the Darian Hudson. J.J. is one of our better on-ball defenders. Typically they set a little brush screen or a rub screen, go screen where they're coming up, just trying to cause some confusion. Darian's a left-handed player. He's getting down to his left hand. We don't do a great job initially here of cutting him off and he gets deep in the paint. But we do a really good job here of pinching in and helping off the drive. You can see Mo, big presence right here, big presence by Geraldo, and then Hunter's pinching in as well. So he calls him to pick it up. He kicks it out. We've got a really good shooter in Brady Brown right here. Hunter closes to his high hand, forces the ball back down to the baseline. Again, early help by Mo. Now we're kind of in a scramble. Okay, scramble. So now you don't really have an individual player. You're just going to find the next greatest threat and just go pick a guy up. So it's something we work on in practice every day. Ball comes out. Geraldo leaves his man here to go take the ball. Does a good job with hands again. Forces it back down. We got a skip pass. We got 2 guys in the paint right here. Again, just reading where the ball's going to go. As that ball's thrown and skipped to the other side, JJ's there on the catch. Again, you see the ball's forced down to the baseline. Early help again. Again, we got 2 guys reading right here. Ball comes out. This is one of the things that makes Hunter Skurlock really high IQ player. He's reigning Mid-South Conference Defensive Player of the Year. He's really able to process things quickly. This guy right here in the slot is probably a 38% three-point shooter. The guy that caught the ball last year hit less than 10 threes. Low volume, not a good shooter. So instead of Hunter running at him and taking him and him making one more pass for a 3, Hunter kind of gets in the passing lane right here. If you see, he kind of jumps up and puts his right hand in the passing lane, kind of encouraging this guy to either hesitate or shoot the 3. Instead of shooting a 3, he winds up driving the ball. Mo again right here comes over and helps early. We get a contest on the shot, and this is a shot we want people taking. A contested mid-range shot is what we want. So, a lot of moving parts there, guys just making the right plays and thinking as they're going. But anytime we can get them to take contested 2 from 15 feet, that's a win for us.
Okay. Well, Coach, thank you very much. And now back to Michael and Kimmey with this week's upcoming events.
A lot of great stuff coming up for homecoming week, starting on Thursday, as the Lady Lions volleyball team will take on Cumberland in the Mid-South Conference Tournament. Lady Lions will be looking for an upset here in Amanda Cunningham's first tournament game. It's homecoming week in Henderson as the Lady Lions get it started at 2 p.m. on Saturday against Tennessee Southern. During the halftime will be the presentation of the men's team's conference championship rings.
And then following the girls' game, the Lions will be taking on Tougaloo. During the halftime of their game will be the presentation of the Lady Lions conference championship rings and the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Then next week, the Lions will take on Oakwood in Huntsville as they start their road stretch.
That's going to do it for this week's homecoming edition of Inside the Pride. So until next time, I'm Michael Mullenix.
And I'm Kimmey Johnson.
And you've been watching Inside the Pride. We'll see you at homecoming. We want to thank you for watching Inside the Pride. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the Lion Digital Network channel on YouTube. We also want to encourage you to go to @FHU Lions and make sure that you follow us on every social media platform. And finally, if you're interested in supporting us through Lionbackers or Director Circle, there's an informational video and there's also a link in the description below. We'd invite you to go check that out. Thanks for tuning in today. Go Lions.